Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and today we're going to take a look at episode 1 of season 3 of Steven Universe. This episode is called Super Watermelon Island, and it's a two-parter with the, it's really attached to the second episode, which we're going to review in a separate video, okay? Anyways, remember that island that Sadie and Lars were stuck on? It's called Mask Island. And now it's overrun with those watermelon Stevens from that Watermelon Steven episode. Remember when Steven was all like, hey, I'm going to spit watermelon seeds. Apparently my saliva grants things life and sentience. Anyways, they started up their own little watermelon society. Actually, the whole watermelon village makes me think of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Kind of like Onset Island or whatnot, and I think the music really helps that too. I'm just like, part of me just wants to see Link just coming through this like, whoosh! I bet those things are full of rupees. Anywho, I mean, there's watermelon dogs and watermelon chickens, just this watermelon society that grew up from, I think there's a watermelon horse at some point too, but yeah, that grew up from Steven's spit. Yeah, Steven just spreading his spit and seeds and yeah. Anyways, it starts out and we're given this from the perspective of a watermelon. And the watermelon's, just living its life, everything's good. And then the ground shakes, a gong goes off, and the watermelons go through a ritual. The watermelon, that is our narrator, gets chosen, and then they bring it to a cliff, paint it with a star to make it look like they're Steven. And then, from the waves up rises Malachite, who promptly kills it. And then Steven wakes up. Apparently Steven was asleep, and for some bizarre reason when he's asleep, he's very in tune with everything around him and is suddenly able to control one of the watermelon Stevens. He lets the other crystal gems, garnet, pearl, and pearl. Garnet, pearl, and amethyst. Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, the hiatus just racked my brains, and I didn't have the leaks to really go through. So, oof, yeah. Anyways, Steven tells Pearl and Amethyst and Garnet about Malachite and where Malachite is, and they rush off. But they tell him to stay there with Peridot and watch the drill that they're going to use to drill into the earth and take out the cluster. Just in case you forgot, after season 2, the cluster is a big, giant thing of shards stuck together that's going to be all like, oh hey, I'm going to awaken and take form now. And then boom, all life on Earth is destroyed. And Peridot's a good person now. So anyways, the crystal gems run off to do it. Steve stays there with Peridot and decides, wait, you know what? I can help. Or rather, Peridot convinces him to rebel. And he's like, wait, I can help by falling asleep and taking control of one of the watermelon Stevens, which is exactly what he does. This is how you start a series up. You start a series up with a huge kaiju-like fight between Malachite and Alexandrite. So they're doing that, whereas Watermelon Steven gets the other watermelons to help them, and this fight comes out there. Many watermelons are crushed violently, but Alexandrite wins and splits up Lapis Lazuli and Jasper. Then the earth shakes. Jasper falls very slowly into the earth. Like, seriously. The earthquake happens, and Lapis Lazuli her body starts shifting. Amethyst grabs it. Jasper's body starts moving, and Pearl's all like, stop, wait, come back. And he falls into the earth. And it's such a beautiful meme. Just like, ugh. I mean, ugh. Just, really. Like, I'm pretty sure that's going to be important later on. You should have probably tried a little bit harder to grab him. Pearl. Seriously, Pearl. Get your stuff together, Pearl. What is wrong with you, Pearl? Get your stuff together. Just yeah. Anywho, at the end of the episode, because the cluster is emerging, the crystal gems may not be able to get back to it in time, so that, like, through the watermelon Steven, they tell Peridot and Steven, essentially, go into the earth and defeat the cluster. And then that episode ends. And it was a pretty good start. I mean, we got a lot of great animation. I got kind of an Ava vibe from this fight here, because of the whole thing with Alexandrite with its second mouth. That makes me think of, well, Evangelion. You know, when they go berserk, they're like, ah! I love Neon Genesis Evangelion, and so help me, at some point I will review that episode by episode, plus the movies, because I have all of it, and it's wonderful, and if you haven't seen that yet, you totally should. Anyways, what do you think of this episode? Are you happy that the hiatus is over and Steven Universe is back? Also, let me know in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button. Do you think Jasper's going to come back in some way? How do you think Jasper's going to come back in some way? There are some people saying that you didn't see a lot of Jasper's face at all after the fall, because they think Jasper got her gem cracked. So she may be corrupted. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think of that. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until the next episode comes out, you are now caught up.